my creatives, and welcome to another video. So today it is hashtag Take 5 Art Challenge Day, woohoo! And I will jump right in with the prompts. So the prompts this month were chosen by Anne, and they are washi tape, smoosh technique, embossing powder, blue and purple, and postage stamp. So if this went too fast for you, they are also listed down below in the description box. I also post them on my community tab, and of course they are on Instagram. So if you want to participate with us, all you have to do is you create your project with the prompts and post that on Instagram with hashtag Take5Art. And if you make a video, I would love to receive a link from you so I can add you to our monthly playlist. And also don't forget to check out all the other ladies that I do this challenge with. They are also linked down below in the description box. So I would love it if you'd go check them out. They are all amazing and I absolutely love them, and some of them have been with me for now 4 years. It is crazy. This challenge has been around for 4 years and I'm still loving it, and I love to do this with this group. So actually what I'm doing today, so I am working in my small dilutions journal, and I am starting off with some collage tissue paper from Tim Holtz. I stuck that down with my glue stick because I wanted to use distress oxide, and if I would use matte medium it would create a non-porous surface, which means that the distress oxide wouldn't stick as well. So I decided to use glue stick for the collage papers. Then there was a prompt that was postage stamp, so I went through my box of postage stamps and I was looking for postage stamps that had blue and purple in them and would fit my color scheme. So I'm going to use a couple of them here as part of my layering and my collage in my background, but I'm also going to add more postage stamps later on in the video. Now I wanted to use my distress oxide, and I'm going for 2 colors this time. I'm going for Blueprint Sketch and Wilted Violet, and I'm using some packaging to do the smooshing technique or the packaging technique, and I'm just putting some distress oxide on that packaging, spray it with water and then smoosh it on my art journal page. I'm going to dry in between each layer to make sure that they will not mix too much together, and I'm going in with the purple. I had a lot of fun with this challenge, but it also represents my chaotic brain, because in the end it turned out to be a pretty busy page, which was really fun. But yeah, I think it really represents how I'm feeling at the moment. Now I missed something, so I decided to grab a Harlequin stencil and use the same Blueprint Sketch Distress Oxide to create some more texture. And after that I am going in with an anti-static tool because I'm going to prepare my pages for embossing. So this anti-static tool makes sure that there will not be embossing powder on weird places, sticking on weird places. And now I'm going to take a Dina Wakley stamp. This is a beautiful flower, and I'm going to use some Versamark ink. So Versamark ink is a sticky clear ink, and on this ink the powder will cling, and that way I can emboss. So I will do the pages one by one. So first of all I'm going to do the right page. I'm going to stamp 3 flowers. Now I'm not looking for a perfect impression because I wanted this to be a part of my background, and all I'm going to do now is put the embossing powder on my art journal page and making sure that it is on the sticky ink. Taking it off a little bit with my finger to remove some of the excess embossing powder, putting it back in my jar, and now I'm going to grab my heat tool and I'm going to heat set this powder. So this is very cool because as you can see this powder turns gold, which was very exciting. I love this and I love the gold look, and especially on blue or purple it makes me really happy. I also chose the flowers because I already used the botanical tissue paper from Tim Holtz. But I left this whole process in for you because I do think it looks so satisfying when you see the powder change into this beautiful metallic shimmer on your page. It looks so satisfying. So on the other side I'm also going to stamp 3 times the flower, but I'm changing up the position and also the orientation of the flower, so it doesn't look like I copied the left hand page to the right. Now I'm going to continue the same process. I'm going to put some powder on my page and take it off so all the excess is on that paper. I folded a piece of paper beforehand so I could do this, use it as a funnel to put the embossing powder back into my little tin. And now I'm also going to emboss this. I don't know, it looks so satisfying to see that change into that beautiful shimmer. I do have other embossing powders, and I don't use them enough, so it was really fun that this was one of the prompts. Now, if you do not have any embossing powder, you can switch out this prompt for something else that you do have, or leave it out. Never feel like you cannot participate because you don't have certain supplies. Always feel free to change them out, but let us know what you change them with, because I'm always very curious to know what people do to change the prompts out. Now I'm going in with the Posca paint marker to create some scribbly text, and I very much enjoyed this technique because this is some journaling that I did, and I want to have the text look, but I do not want it to be readable, so that is why I do this, and I do this with a very, very loose wrist, and if I miss any letters or misspell anything, it doesn't really matter because it is supposed to be unlegible, and I try to do this scripty font and make it all legible. Now I'm also going in with a doodly border because I wasn't quite sure on what I wanted to do, and then I thought this page is pretty dense, so I needed some lightness, and at first I thought I would do that with some white splatters with my watered down gesso, but of course, because the distress oxide is water reactive, it's soaked in with the white splatters, so you do see the splatters, but they are not as white as how I put them on here. So I will add some more white later on, and I will grab this stencil again. First I'm going to clean it, of course, because I use the distress oxide. I tend not to clean my stencils, as you can see, but when I use water reactive stuff I do, because I did want to have white and not light blue. So for this I take white acrylic paint. I use Amsterdam acrylic paint, and it's a pretty opaque white paint. And this is when I really got the feeling for this page. I was like, yes, I know where I'm going. But it was still very, very busy. So I do think it's a good reflection of my busy ADHD brain. But yeah, it was really, really fun. And I am just sponging this white paint through the stencil and also using my paint up until there's no more left on my sponge. Now going in with the washi tape, which was also a prompt, and at first I thought I wanted to create a washi cluster in the middle of my page. Now while doing this I thought, do I like this? I'm not quite sure, but I kept on moving, and in the end I really didn't like it, so I will take it off and it will rip my page, but that's okay, I can fix that. But I left this in because now you can see that I also try out things and then I'm like, nope, I do not like this. I'm just going to take it off again. So that is what I'm doing here. I don't know. It was just not it. It was not, because at first I thought I wanted to create a washi cluster and then add some paper on top of it with a quote, but then it didn't resonate with me. It didn't do it for me. And as you see, I'm ripping my paper, but that's okay. So I decided to take my washi tape and put it on the edges of my paper and create a collage that way. So I take a strip of washi tape, rip it in half to get this nice ripped edge, and I'm going to overlap the other washi tape that I already put down to create more texture and more depth. And this made me feel a lot better about this, and it made me feel like it was supposed to be there. Now I'm going in with some more postage stamps, and these first two I'm going to distress the edges with. I have to be honest, I'm going to add more postage stamps and I forgot to add blue distress oxide to them, but that doesn't really matter. I have these beautiful blue Polish stamps and I thought they really fit my color scheme and they looked so pretty, these beautiful flowers, that I want to add them. And I also have these ones from Denmark that had this beautiful blue color that I also wanted to use in my collage. So I have these two 3 postage stamps on top of the other postage stamp collage, or with the postage stamp collage that is in the background, and I think that creates a lot of depth because you have some very prominent in the foreground and some in the background more as texture. I'm just gluing them down with some Nouveau Deluxe glue. Moving on, I am going to add some mark making with my gold Posca paint marker because I was missing something and I thought a little bit of extra gold wouldn't hurt, because I also use the gold embossing powder, and I'm making sure that I'm overlapping a lot of the things that I already put on my page, so it creates more depth, and the mark making on its own is also its own layer. Now I'm going to add a word, and I'm using these Dina Weekly Alpha Mask stencil things. And at first I thought I was going to add the word breathe, because I really need to breathe, but it was too long. So you see me here count out how many letters there are in the word breathe, and that will not fit on my page how I want it to fit, because I didn't want to cover up too much of the embossing. I don't mind covering up a little bit of it, but I didn't want to cover up a lot of it. So I end up going for the word relax, and I'm going to stencil that with some black acrylic paint because I thought the contrast would be amazing, and I'm very, very happy with my choice. And I'm also very happy with the choice of words, because I need to remind myself that I need to relax, because as most of you know, I'm feeling burnt out and I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but now I feel like I am behind with everything and I'm stressing myself out and I feel a lot of pressure. So I just needed this reminder to relax. That is also fun how sometimes things, when you art journal, it's a reflection of yourself. And in this case, this background is my very, very busy brain. And I need to tell myself to relax and take a breath and that everything will be okay. So I decided to still write out breathe into that word relax. I never did anything like this before and I thought it was very cool. I was first a little bit cautious with my pen choice, so I chose Sakura Jelly Roll first because it's a little bit thinner, but I thought it wouldn't stand out enough, so I decided to go for a white Posca paint marker, and I very, very much like this. Also because in some places the word disappears a little bit because the background is a little bit lighter, and then in the word relax you see it very, very well because of course it's white on black. So yeah, I thought it was a very interesting way of creating a quote or a sentence, and I'm very, very happy that I did. So I made sure that the word would come from the edges, so it is wrapped around my page. And then I still missed something because it was still a little bit busy and overwhelming. So I decided to grab my ink pad and just grunge it up. This is something that I did in the past a lot with my journal pages, to take an ink pad and ink up the edges and grunge it up a little bit. And I really think this helped to pull your eye to the middle of my page instead of it going everywhere like my brain is going all over the place. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this, and it was fun to remember this, what I used to do a lot, and do this on this page. I really think I'm very happy with how this page turned out. It was really, really nice. So that is my Take 5 Art Challenge for today. If you like this video, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up. I would also love it if you'd consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to put a notification bell on all notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. You can also become a patron of mine, and link for that is down below in the description box. Don't forget to check out all the other ladies, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!